homeowners. They're the salt of the earth. Many go into debt to get their homes.
And then cruelly some lose their home. Since the housing bust, we've heard such sad stories.
A foreclosure judge gave the 82-year-old disabled woman 24 hours to pack up and leave.
I was traumatized.
But there is another side to this story. This Florida woman hasn't made a mortgage payment since 1985. The bank says she owes hundreds of thousands of dollars, but she just doesn't pay. She's delayed foreclosure by filing legal appeals. The 25-year foreclosure from hell is what the bank's lawyer calls it.
She's beaten you.
She's got a good bit of knowledge about the law.
She's a paralegal who's good at using bank paperwork errors to her advantage. A few months ago, a court finally forced her out, but she got to live here rent-free for 25 years.
She's winning. She's learned how to freeload off the system.
I give her a lot of kudos for that.
Why does he give her kudos? She's a freeloader. He's a freeloader too. Win or lose, he still collects a paycheck from the bank. The losers are you people who pay your mortgage on time.
Should some of these bankers get arrested?
Absolutely.
The media claim that evil banks take homes from people. It's
a disaster for millions of Americans.
The problem isn't with the borrowers. It's with the lenders and servicers.
It's not the borrowers, it's the bank? That attitude leads some people to trash their homes before the bank can take it back. This guy drove his truck through his home.
And I wasn't about to give the house back to the bank so they could profit off of me.
Restructure! Don't take our home!
And Jesse Jackson's protesters are in the streets criticizing the banks. They claim predatory lenders trick people into taking out unaffordable loans. But is that true? The Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta found unaffordable loans are unlikely to be the main reason that borrowers decide to default.
If predatory lending isn't the main driver of defaults, then what might be?
YouWalkAway.com was founded.
Well, companies that encourage people to walk away from commitments sure don't help.
YouWalkAway.com. I mean, there sounds something dirty about that, like walk away from responsibility.
Well, that's the myth, I think, in society, that there's this moral obligation to continue paying a mortgage.
There is.
There is no ethical obligation.
Co-founder Chad Rule calls it a strategic default. If your house is worth less than your mortgage, just stop paying. His website asks if you'd like to live payment-free for 8 months or more and walk away without owing a penny.
I mean, it sounds like a scam, but this is true.
No, it's not a scam at all. It's completely legal.
Peter Safronoff, one of their clients, stopped paying his mortgage.
You could have afforded to stay there and pay the mortgage.
Well, and they could.
You weren't broke. You had the money.
Safronoff bought this house in California for about $400,000. After the housing bubble burst, its value dropped to $300,000. When his bank wouldn't modify his mortgage, YouWalkAway.com advised him that he could default on purpose without paying another dime.
More grim numbers on the home front.
Of course, when a person defaults, it's not just the bank who picks up the tab.
You might pay your mortgage on time, but if your neighbor forecloses, it tends to reduce the value of your home, too.
I live up to my contract, and they're thus left with...
Your legal contract. What about your moral contract?
My moral contract, I'm not sure what you mean by moral.
You're hurting other people. You're hurting your neighbors. You're hurting everybody else who wants to get a mortgage.
This is not a moral issue.